Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the
Mom and Son Podcast. This is Rose Fres Fausto, the mom, also known as FQ Mom.
And this is Anton Fausto the Son.
So today we are going to talk about eulogy for the living. So siguro we can start by defining what a eulogy is. A eulogy kasi is a speech or piece of writing that praises someone or something highly, and it's typically for someone who has just died.
This is usually in lots of... I would see this mostly in movies kasi, well, luckily pa naman na I'm still 23. I haven't had that much experience yet with attending funerals, and those type of events. But then usually in movies, ito yung my dad was a good man. Usually yun yung he blah 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 was a good man. Always starts on that, and that's what eulogies are.
Yes, and of course, the death of the funeral services of my parents, di ba? Mamang died in 2017, followed by Papang in 2018.
Yes.
And of course, you also took an active role in that, no? But what we're saying for this episode is the importance of really making it heard by the person that you are praising, which would be more beneficial. Kasi alam mo, Anton, ang kwento ko sa iyo, no, I had this experience. This was the funeral service of a good friend of mine. There are 4 siblings na medyo hindi sila in good terms, and they were always quarreling until they were old adults na. And when the mother passed on, yun yung talagang super iyak yung isang sibling, yung isang child. Sinabi niya, how I wish I would have said these things when you were still alive. And it had such a great impact on me na parang sabi ko, oo nga naman. Diba?
Was this mom like your age-ish?
No. The mom was the age of my mom siguro, or a little bit younger, older. Ganon. Anak siya ng kaibigan ko. So, it was the eulogy of a sibling of hers that struck me. Kasi nga, away, and then yun.
Yeah, and you mentioned nga Lola and Lola's passing, and well, at least for us, coming my brothers and I, our form of eulogy, we weren't the ones who said it, but then I really remember the videos that Kuya Marty made. I think that would be, in a sense, his way of doing a quote-unquote eulogy. Although he didn't say the
no speech.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a speech. It wasn't written anything. It was a video, but it had a compilation of pictures.
Yep.
It had some words, and it had, the whole art piece as a sort of montage or a way of respect or remembering someone. I think, but for today, our eulogy is gonna
before the
sort of focus on
for the living.
Yeah, the words.
You know what they say pala? The way you should live your life is the way you would like to hear your eulogy.
Yeah, where did that... Was that a movie?
But that's always used eh. Kasi
I remember, I heard something like that recently.
Diba? Kung ano yung gusto mong sasabihin ng tao na, I remember Anton as a blah, blah, blah. How he affected me, ganyan.
That's the way... When you imagine, you have to imagine yourself. Imagine your own funeral. And then... So you have all your closest friends, your family there. And then imagine what the people will be saying about you. What are they gonna say about you? How will they remember you? And then, since you're still alive, that can sort of be a guide to how you live each day, how you're gonna make the decisions you're gonna make to hopefully, when that day comes, the things that you imagine them saying will be true.
Yep. Okay, sige. So, recently, you tell them the story about Martin's birthday.
Yeah, so today is May 26. We want to greet a belated happy birthday. We had a lot of greetings already for my brother, for Kuya Marty. He just turned 30
Oh my gosh.
yesterday, May 25. And
milestone birthday.
Yeah, it's a milestone birthday, and we know that we're all stuck here, we're still here in quarantine, and this isn't I wouldn't say this. I would say this is really not the ideal way of celebrating a birthday. But we really believe that it doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate it, or we shouldn't find a way to still celebrate it and commemorate it, especially because it's a milestone. He turned 30, and we've already, on this podcast, we've already talked about and given the importance to celebrating milestones. So we thought of having a virtual celebration for him. What we did was, at night we had a Zoom call. It was one Zoom call, but it was
Zoom
scheduled.
party.
Yeah, it was. Go, you wanna explain?
Yeah, sige. So it was a Zoom party, but of course, I'm sure everybody has experience having a Zoom conference call already. You have to manage it, di ba? Lalo na kung maraming participants. So what did you and your brother Enrique do? I was so amazed. Ganda. Maganda
We
yung ginawa
wanted
niyo.
to obviously make him feel the love, make him feel that he's with his friends, so the company of the different friends and the people that have affected his life, and we wanted him to feel loved and let give an avenue for people to show their appreciation, love, and give their wishes for Kuya Marty. And we thought the best way to do it would be a live messages. We were thinking kasi what if we ask him to send videos? What if we ask him to send letters? Parang iba pa rin yung live eh. Since yung ngayong that's what we're really missing now, which is the live interaction and hearing, our friends talk. So we thought of doing it live messages. And what we did is we had it scheduled. So we
Yun,
kind of
that's
planned on who are the different groups in his life. We went through high school, the different places he's worked in, the different orgs he's joined, like
The
the different
neighbors.
yeah,
you
the
grew
neighbors.
Up with.
We sort of took we kind of tried to take a trip down memory lane. Sino ba yung mga kaibigan niya and sino yung mga we think he'd want to hear from. So we had like a Zoom call, and then mga 15 minutes each
It's a
group.
Zoom program, ano?
Yeah,
More
it's
of
a Zoom program. So my brother and I were there in the call. Pero, I mean, we weren't like, we would turn off our camera and mic and we wouldn't really take part. But then, every 15 minutes, we'd be like, okay, group photo. And then, next group. And he was really surprised. And it was really nice. Like, we got to overhear some of the messages. And it was something very refreshing because we know na we've been having our own inumans or Zoom game nights, and it's different if you're just gonna go on a Zoom call and then walang anything.
I like what you did, and probably some can take a cue for those who would also want to celebrate a party via Zoom para magkaroon ng order. Nilagyan nila ng schedule. So, for example, from 9 p.m. to 9:15, Group A, and then 9:15 to 9:30, Group B. So that hindi magulo. Kasi 'di ba sometimes pag sabay-sabay, hindi nagkakarinigan, magulo siya. And what you did was really nice because you also gave them some, in order to manage the time, you gave them the structure, ano? So what are they supposed to say? So yun na nga yung parang eulogy for the living.
And I took a note from the way I look at how I deal with my friends. Kasi I love spending time with my friends. I love going out. But I noticed that there always has to be an activity. That's why usually I like to play basketball with my friends because there's an activity. Kasi I guess for guys it's different.
Yes.
Girls could like get together and do nothing,
And
but then
talk for
that's
hours
the
and
hangout.
hours.
Yeah,
But for guys, it has
guys
to be.
can do that also. I mean, I would do that then with my friends, guys or girls now. You just talk a lot. But there has to be some structure. There should be like, oh, there's gonna be a game muna, tapos kwentuhan. Like, it can't just be kwentuhan for kwentuhan's sake.
Yeah.
That's why we added that. What's something you're grateful for? What are you grateful about with your friendship with Marty, or something he did for you? And then, what is your wish for the next decade, for the next year, etc.
And then at the end,
we had like a quiz night, like a trivia, how well do you know Marty? So we got back everybody who gave messages, at least those who are awake ba. And then yun,
galing, ano? So you
it was a website, Kahoot. I think
Kahoot,
people know this. Usually it's used for school eh. But then we used it
So it's
for
a quiz,
this one. Yeah.
may multiple choice, may true or false. Tapos, ano siya, no? Real time yung pag-rank niya kung sino yung who's on the lead. Ang ganda, tuntua ako sa itsura niya eh. And you also added some photos. So may mga baby pictures, mga awkward
I
pictures.
researched for that.
So that was really one big celebration. And Martin was saying na this is one of his most memorable birthday celebrations.
I think it's also the contrast of how our everyday is na rin kasi. So parang mas na ano. And he really was not expecting anything. Day itself ko nga na-order yung cake. Kasi I was asking him, because it's his birthday, and if it were my birthday, and I were to have a birthday cake, I want it to be a cake that I want. Parang, it's your birthday, so the birthday boy should choose.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really sure, and he
It's
was
not he doesn't have a sweet tooth, that's why.
Yeah, he was saying, "De, asukal lang yan eh." Then, it was only that afternoon na, kasi order na rin tayo. So, it was really not like it wasn't set up to be such a big thing, which I think helped in making it feel more special
and surprise
memorable.
talaga.
Yes.
So, it's nice, ano? So, what happens kasi if you already hear what people think about you, what memories you've created with the important people in your life, and what the message, the wishes of people for you, sa tingin mo, in your age, what is the importance of that?
I think it's good to first know what they are. Kasi it's a normal human tendency naman kasi to focus on the negatives, focus on our mistakes. And I remember our conversation yesterday after the Zoom calls. The first thing he said was, parang nagulat ako na people think I'm easy to talk to pala. So I think there are a lot of those qualities that people know about you, and it's pretty clear to a lot of people, but maybe you don't realize it because it's different when you're judging yourself. And maybe
you're harsher.
You're a good listener pala. Maybe you can do this one thing really good. Maybe there's this one time that you were really there for someone, or something like that, and it can help you even become a better person. Kasi syempre, a birthday isn't every day naman. You're not gonna hear these compliments every day. Hindi naman, I don't think na sobrang lalaki yung ulo mo if once a year, diba, you get all these messages. It's good. And if if the goal naman is to be a better person and to be a better friend, hearing why you're already a good friend, already a good person, will make your heart really happy, make it really warm, and will help you improve for the following years.
Yeah, so actually what you're saying is that it's a more immediate feedback. Hindi ka na kailangang mamatay para malaman mo kung paano mo, how you affected other people, the good deeds that you made. So, it's really a great feedback. And if you recall, when you were still young, so, di ba, we'd have kahit casual mga parties lang with your friends.
Yeah. Swimming, basketball at home.
Yes, I would always have that party. I remember at first, you guys were so awkward about it. No na. And then, I noticed that your friends were having a great time. They wanted to get the microphone and say something about it. So, para bang medyo naging tradition.
Let's set it up lang. What Mama would do would be, example, before the cake was blown, or, sometime before dinner, before we pray, she asks each guest. Usually naman that time kasi like mga 15 classmates lang, ganun, a few
yung
neighbors.
Mga simple lang.
Yeah, what's your birthday message, ganun. And 80% of it is lokohan, jokes, ganun. But parang that it's not normal kasi for, at least my experience, for guys to show their appreciation and be vocal about it. So I think that, guess what, even if it's 80% lokohan, there's a 20% like genuine.
They will always say something na how you affected them. So that's what I noticed. And then, when you guys felt na hindi naman sila na awkward, kasi syempre baka they would feel that, what's this? The mom is giving us a quiz or
forcing.
something, Pero parang when they were getting the mic na, me, I want to say something also.
Okay naman pala.
Okay naman pala. So, it has been quite a tradition, not always, but we've done it a few times already,
Yeah.
And very important pag milestone. Kasi nga milestones are the times that we take stock of the things in our life. We try to evaluate so that we can move forward to what our goal really is. So that's really the importance of giving, quote-unquote, eulogies for the living.
Yeah.
And it was only when I was older na when I realized that it's good to tell someone about the good deed. Para kasing, there was a time kasi na when you say something na, uy, ang galing mo, medyo you feel awkward because they might feel, especially, sasabi, uy, parang sisip-sip ka lang.
Or there's something there.
You just need something.
Ganon.
Pero parang, I realized na, hindi it's really good that you, that's why I went to as far as nakakatawa nga. Kung minsan kahit sales lady, tapos nagandahan ako dun sa skin niya.
You would say that.
Nagugulat sila sa akin. Sabi ko, uy, ang ganda ng skin mo ang ganda mo. Ay, nagugulat sila gano'n. Ay, thank you po, ma'am. Kaya, uy, ang ganda ng ngipin mo, mga gano'n. Or, yung, the
really, most random and trivial things as well.
Yes. And of course, I also say, uy, alam mo, ang ganda ng customer service mo. I'd also say that.
Yeah.
On the other side, I would also say.
Yeah, she would also let them know
If
they did not meet the standard.
Alam mo, miss, alam mo, kahit gusto kong bumili, hindi ako bibili.
You said that?
Yeah,
I haven't
there was
said that.
one time talaga. Ay, hindi nang one. A few times. Kasi, kung minsan, you know, this is my pet peeve, ano, and I'm going off topic. Yung, wala namang tao sa shop, nagkukwentuhan sila, and sometimes mga negative pa, reklamo, and then they see a customer and they do not attend to the customer. So, hahayaan ko lang, ano, but when I ask naman sana for something, they would stop doing their chismis na. So many times I've been tempted to ask, can I get the name of your boss?
Kasi, my gosh.
Kasi
saan ka mga mall?
Oo, being a business owner, parang, di ba? It's very important that you know,
they represent your brand.
At saka binabayaran mo sila, hindi para magchismisan. At nakaka-bad vibe. Okay, so going back to the giving
you should tell those people while they're alive.
Yeah. And it's good for both. Actually, I always think it's good for both the boss, the business owner, and the employee. Kasi he or she has to improve her her job, di ba? Wala siyang patutunguhan kung gano'n lang siya. So anyway, going back to giving that feedback right away, kailangan talaga natin yan. Kasi tayo, the way we are wired, we are so present biased. So if you don't give a feedback, a good feedback on a good deed, pwedeng masayang yon. So, it brings me to the point of giving evaluation for someone. Kesyo, student mo, anak mo, employee mo. There is a tendency for us that when we evaluate, we focus on where he should improve on. But, the reality is, dapat you focus on what he is doing good at, because what you focus on expands. What you focus on grows. So, di ba? Okay ba yun?
Yes.
So, this is something that we should bear in mind. And as a matter of fact, there is one more thing that I'd like to discuss, which is, there's a ratio kasi nung positive to negative. This is by top psychologist, and he is an expert on relationships. Ang sabi niya, for every one negative encounter in your relationship, you need 5 positive encounters just to balance it off. So parang he was able to study this ilang decades and so many marriages that he has helped. Ang marriage would only thrive pag ganyan. For everyone negative,
5 positives.
And even
so,
in your boyfriend-girlfriend relation. Hindi talaga.
It's
because nga of our loss aversion wiring. So pag may palpak na nangyari, dapat palitan mo ng 5 yon. All the more, we should be giving feedback for positive deeds.
And all this feedback, going back to the eulogy, bringing it back to the eulogy, are only gonna be useful and applied if you say it to someone who's living. And again, it's like what your example with telling the business owners, it's for both. As in, you as a person, I'm sure you want to hear what people are gonna say during your funeral.
Yeah.
And if you're the one, like the example again you gave a while ago of the son who wished he told his mom everything. Correct. And how he felt about her and all those stuff, it's for you also to be able to say that. Kasi there's this article you let me read, and then there are things we can't take back. When our loved ones are gone, we can really hope and pray for just a few seconds to tell them some things. But if you know that you've already told, let them know how you feel, told them things you wanted to tell them while they're still alive, even after they die, and you can't say anymore what you want to say, you can take peace and comfort in the fact that you've already said what you had to say before. I mean, there are less regrets, I would say with that.
Yes. And with that, so talagang dapat we should be really celebrating our loved ones. Yung mga family, friends, co-workers, let's tell them if they're doing something good. Let's really double up on that, no? Not to be so focused on the negative. You do not ignore the negative, but please always give that positive feedback. Give that eulogy while they are still alive.
I think it's good nga na this came about from a birthday, the birthday of Kuya Marty, and eulogy is usually pang funeral.
Death day.
I think it's but then birthdays naman is when people say happy birthday and then they say a good message, ganun. I think it's nice and to just reiterate that point na the messages you hear on birthdays, the messages you give on your friends and loved ones' birthdays, I would say they're more important because they're the ones that the people here while they're alive. You know, you can give the best eulogy ever written, but
correct.
that person is never gonna hear it if it's, you know, the person you wrote it about won't hear it if he's already dead. So we just wanna as we end this episode, we wanna just encourage, remind and encourage everyone to, you know, not be tipid.
Correct.
With their words. You know, you have to be very
generous with
you should be frugal with your money, but not with your love and the positivity.
I like that.
You want to share to
other people.
So thank you again for listening to this episode of
Mom and Son Podcast. This has been Rose Fres Fausto, the mom, also known as FQ Mom.
And Anton Fausto, the son. Bye guys, and belated happy birthday again, Kuya Marty.
Bye! Happy birthday, Marty!
The Mom and Son podcast comes out every Tuesday, 7 a.m. and can be streamed on Spotify, YouTube, Buzzsprout.com, Apple iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Join us every week for your weekly dose of family, finance, passions, and everything in between. We want to know what you think. Email us at antonfausto@gmail.com and join the conversation.